A woman never imagined that her husband, who had been imprisoned for half a year due to unpaid debts, would come out today and show up at a luxury dinner party with another woman and a child. He even walked in carrying a limited edition handbag worth 3 million yuan. Meanwhile, she was staring at her own son, who was carrying a backpack patched with scraps of fabric. Her heart was torn between anger, sadness, and confusion. It turned out that her husband had been jailed because he couldn't repay his debts, and she'd sacrificed everything, skipping meals, working late shifts, even collecting bottles with her son, to save enough money to get him released. After finally freeing him, she was relieved to see him return home full of guilt for having caused them so much pain, but instead of blaming him, she simply said that as long as they were together, nothing else mattered. When their son, Xiaobao, showed his dad a model he built for the kindergarten's parent-child competition, hoping he'd play with him, the man promised but then rushed off to find work immediately to support them better. Xiaobao understood and agreed to a little pinky promise: they'd meet again at school tomorrow. But before eating anything, the man left in a hurry, eager to take care of his family. That made the wife feel like they were finally breaking free from hardship. However, outside their home, he peeled off his work clothes to reveal an expensive designer suit underneath. He was actually a hidden rich guy who had spent years pretending to be poor just for fun, letting his wife suffer while keeping his true identity secret. In fact, he already had a relationship with Shen Nanji, the daughter of a wealthy family, and even had a child with her. Back at the party, Shen Nanji complained about how long this fake poverty act would last, saying she and her son couldn't even meet him without hiding. Then, unexpectedly, the wife received a call offering her a high-paying temporary job at the Dihao Hotel. Wanting to ease the financial burden on her husband, she took Xiaobao there without hesitation, and that's when the dramatic scene began. At the party, not only did the husband give Shen Nanji a multi-million yuan bag, but also bought a brand new backpack for her son right in front of everyone, declaring loudly that whatever they liked, no matter how expensive, he would buy it. Xiaobao saw all this through the crowd, shocked, and yet still instinctively defended his father. But Shen Nanji wasn't satisfied. She openly criticized him for giving only the bag, demanding he end this joke once and for all. One of his friends suggested showing everyone just how ridiculous the mother and child looked. The video of the wife and son scavenging bottles for money was played publicly, along with footage of thugs harassing Xiaobao. That's when the truth hit her. Everything, the prison sentence, the poverty, the suffering, it was all a lie designed by her husband to manipulate her emotions for amusement. And when the screen showed Xiaobao crying, begging not to hurt his mom, and then being kicked aside, the man couldn't hold back anymore. He snapped at his friend. Shen Nanji's words shattered what little hope the wife had left. Devastated, she went back to work at the hotel, distracted and clumsy, accidentally bumping into someone and staining their clothes. The man demanded she kneel and clean it, but Xiaobao stepped in to protect his mom. In the struggle, Xiaobao shouted desperately for help, calling out "Dad." The man heard it, but dismissed it instantly, thinking it must have been a mistake. This place wasn't meant for people like them anyway. Eventually, after some persuasion from the hotel manager, the punishment ended early, but they were still violently thrown out. Outside the hotel, holding her injured son, the wife broke down, blaming herself for failing to protect him. Xiaobao innocently asked if maybe Dad was actually rich. As memories flooded back, the fake ring he once gave her, the vow he made under the stars, contrasted sharply with the cold way he spoke about her and their child at the party. The wife made up her mind. She asked Xiaobao whom he'd rather live with if things split apart. Seeing how attached he was to his father, she decided to give him one more chance. Just as she settled Xiaobao in bed, the man returned home from his date. Noticing her sad expression, he feigned concern, asking if anyone had bullied her. To avoid suspicion, she merely reminded him to keep his promise, to attend the school's handmade contest the next day. He swore he would. The next morning, mother and son arrived early at school. Other kids mocked Xiaobao for wearing a patched-up backpack, calling him a beggar. Before the wife could respond, Shen Nanji interrupted, bluntly stating that the man had already committed to taking her son to receive an award. Not wanting to embarrass anyone, she told them to leave quietly. With no sign of her husband, the wife realized the truth. Determined to shield her son, she prepared to walk away, but Xiaobao insisted his dad would come. Suddenly, she spotted her husband inside the classroom. Without hesitation,